Ladies, gentlemen, and everybody in between, it's your boy xZenon coming to you with a 4th gen Pokemon battle. You might think Gen 4 is dead, and to that I reply, you are dead wrong. Get it? Anyway, I am a huge Gen 4 fan, and I have found this amazing Discord server where people trade, battle, and generally just enjoy Gen 4s and Gen 5s. Link is going to be in the description. You might be arguing you could do all this in Showdown, and you'd be right. However, I'm old school and I do enjoy the DS. Also, let you know that you can battle online now with emulators, which is pretty fun. More on that later. Anyway, this is a battle against Kamui. I sent out my Hippowdon and he goes on to his Weavile. Weavile's start is probably going to start with a taunt. I expect that, and I go towards a nice earthquake for a nice chunk of damage. That does a really nice chunk, so I got a nice prediction, set up the sandstorm, and I'm doing pretty good. He goes for a low kick, which does a decent amount, and after I see that life orb damage. So I go with another earthquake, finish it off, and that's going to be an early 6-5 for me. Yeah, all this delay with all these leftovers and sandstorms. And next, he sends out a Gyarados. I do not want to stay in here after the Intimidate. Not much I can do. And I do predict a nice Dragon Dance, so I go into my Magnezone. Now, most Gyarados do tend to run Earthquake, so I did expect an Earthquake after this Dragon Dance. And fun fact, this Magnezone is a custard berry Magnezone. So he takes a hit, he endures, he takes a hit, and then he hits back strongly. But no, he decides to switch out, if I remember correctly. Yes, he does switch out and goes to Dolphin to predict the electric move. However, I go for the Endure. So a bit of a lost turn on my side, but all good, all good. Bring Magnezone back, and I go towards the fortress, expecting something like setting up. So yes, he goes for the setup, the Stealth Rocks. And I just try to rapid spin them away. And he goes into something I haven't seen yet. It's a nice Heat Ran, and I'm scared of this thing. I've got to move away, and I decide to go to my special wall. And since the sand is up, I'm going into Cradilly, which is an absolute beast in the sand. And I don't know if he predicted a special wall, maybe a Blissey or something, and he goes for the explosion, which I was not expecting. Anyway, that does a hanky chunk of damage to my Cradilly, about half, which pretty good since Cradilly is only specially defensive. Anyway, he comes into his Scissor, and I'm thinking to myself, I will send Magnezone, but that turns a huge mistake. I was predicting the Bullet Punch, and he goes for Superpower. So, good prediction there. I probably could have played that better, but I'm guessing after seeing that, this is probably a Banded Scissor. So, Banded Scissors do tend to carry Superpower, and I am not living that. There can be a complete overkill. And to deal with this Scissor, I am going into my D-Knight. D-Knight with a nice fire move, so he predicts a fire move, he's getting out of there and going into Dolphin. So this is a Mixed Knight, and he goes for the special attack of a Fire Blast, and does that. So I'm expecting the Ice Shot since he sent Dolphin out, so I'm thinking I could probably survive that, maybe get another hit off and kill the Dolphin before it kills me. And sure enough, he goes for the Ice Shard. I just go for the safe Dragon Meteor just in case of a switch or something weird. Bit of an overkill at this point, but then again, it's all in my favor. So that gets out of the way, and he sends in his beast of a bird, his Zapdos. Now, I was expecting a Hidden Power Ice, so I decided just to leave this Dragonite as Death Fodder, go for the Dragon Meteor, and he goes for an Agility, which quite strange on the Zapdos. Anyway, I go for the Dragon Meteor, does a hanky chunk of damage there, and I will just die to the Life Orb recoil. So right now, I'm just going to send him back my Cradilly, which is my special wall, and I'm going to try to set up rocks. I know that anything this Zapdos can do, I'll probably be able to survive it. And sure enough, he goes for the Hidden Power, which probably Hidden Power Ice. And it does just about nothing. I think probably survive another 2 of those. Anyway, got the rocks up. Now I can just go for the safe recover. And probably wall this Zapdos just all day. So yeah, after this I decided to go for a nice Toxic, which he goes for the Heat Wave, don't know what he was expecting there, maybe a burn. And I miss. So missing that Toxic displays I do have Toxic on Credilli, and probably that Zapdos does not want to stay in here. So after that I do predict a switch, probably into Scissor, so I just go for the safe recover, making my Credilli nice and healthy. So sure enough, he sends in Scissor. I get the recover off, and it's full health again. So that is going to be an absolute pain to take down. And I go into my physical wall, Fortress, and this Scissor can do absolutely nothing to Fortress. Absolute beast in 4th Gen Fortress. He goes into Zapdos, me predicting the Heat Wave. I just have to go back into my special wall after all these switch-ins. Oh, I've predicted the switch-in, and I go for the payback, which does a Kenty chunk of damage. Nearly takes it out after Sandstorm damage, maybe 10, 15 health. Anyway, I predict the Heat Wave here, and I decided to switch back, and he go back into my special wall, which Credilli can pretty much wall this Zapdos all day. So yeah, after this I just decided to go for the saved Seed Bomb, which is my only attacking move on Credilli, just to take it out, see what else it can do, and sure enough, it takes out the low health of the Zapdos that is left, and he is left with 2 Mons. He goes into his Gyarados, which with his Intimidate is going to knock down my attack even further after the burn. Me thinking that I could probably maybe try to get a Toxic off the Gyarados. I do attempt it, and I miss again. So I saw this Gyarados did not have Earthquake the first time, so I'm assuming he's probably Taunt. So after him seeing going for the Toxic, I'm guessing he's probably going to Taunt. And sure enough, he goes for the Taunt. But I'll predict that and go for a nice switch. I go into my Flygon, which he hasn't seen yet. And Taunt is going to do Diddly Squat to Flygon, and Flygon is going to go for the nice Outrage to do a hanky piece of damage on this Gyarados. He goes for the Waterfall, which I'm surprised to see. He hasn't got Earthquake, so... and he's got Ice Fang. Goes for the Gyarados. I live a Waterfall, which is quite surprising, since Flygon's defenses are not known for. And go for the other Outrage since I'm locked in it, and he switches into a good switch, Scizor, which can take Outrages pretty much all day. I end up the Outrage, get the Taunt off, and also get confused at the same time, so I decide to switch out. He predicts this with a great prediction and goes for the Pursuit, and that's a dead Flygon. Not too scared at the moment since he's locked into Pursuit. And fun fact, here comes the Acid Rain. I don't know you people know this, but in Gen 4, when the weather is up and somebody uses a Pursuit and kills something, Acid Rain. It's a huge bug in Gen 4, but what are you going to do? If a game hasn't got bugs in it, imperfections make perfection. That's my motto. Go for the Seed Bomb. That's going to take out the Gyarados off the Stealth Rock damage, and he is left into Scizor. I decided to just leave Credilli here for Death Fodder. And sure enough, I expected the Bullet Punch, but he goes for the Superpower. Not sure what he was attempting to do, but then again, he is his last mon, and it is Bandit, so I just go into Fortress, and after Superpower, I'm going to go for the complete overkill of Exploding. One of my favourite moves, especially Gen 4, absolutely busted. And yeah, that's a good battle versus Kamui. Shout outs, people. Give me a shout if you want to get connected in Discord, and see you later.